doing this initiative in the national level, it is amazing. And every year, the All India Technical Council, All India Council of Technical Education, AICTE, honors the green campuses, green universities, green colleges, green polytechnics. And they have very good rating system, and they have transformed thousands of campuses into sustainable campuses. And their story is very inspiring. I was also one of the jury member of this year's Green and Smart Campus Award. So they honor every year to many campuses to bringing the sustainability into it. And they also do a lot of innovations, the Vishwakarma Chhatra Innovation Awards, and so many. They keep doing a lot of activity during the years. And even in the COVID, their innovation was amazing. Their students and their professors were working every day and everywhere. And if you see their innovation, it was very amazing. And these innovations are transforming the life of many. So Anil Sahasrabudhe sir has joined now. So I'll invite Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe to share his story about the green and smart campus, because his leadership has transformed many campuses. So instead, I share the green and smart campus story. I invite Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe to please share your story about the green and smart campus and how other countries can learn from the best practices of AICTE. And with the power of indigenous wisdom, the best part of AICTE is that they are using the power of indigenous wisdom, and that is inspiring the student to accept the responsibility for the planet as well as for the future. So I invite Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe, the chairman of AICTE, to share his views. Dr. Anil
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be with all of you here on this occasion when you are celebrating the Green Mentors program.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Rawat, I'm really indebted because the entire community, world community is here. I'm seeing people from East, West, there.
The audio is.
Audible?
Yes, now audible, sir.
I hope it is.
Yes, sir, now audible.
Not audible?
No, sir, yes,
okay.
Audible, audible, yeah.
So the story of how AI.
Virendra, I am Dr. RVS Rawat.
Yes, sir, RVS Rawat, sir, namaskar.
Wait, Dr.
Yes,
Rawat,
welcome, sir.
Namaskar.
My last meeting ended at 7:30.
Okay, sir, welcome, sir. Let's listen, Dr. Sahasrabudhe. Yes, sir.
Yes. So it is indeed pleasing to meet so many green mentors here on this platform. The story of AICTE's Green Initiative started initially with what is known as Swachh Bharat campaign. We all know that our Honorable Prime Minister in 2015 itself had asked for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, in which one part was creating toilets in the school so that school children, especially girls, will not find it difficulty. But along with that, the Swachhata was how the campuses can be kept clean, and therefore environment is conducive for academic environment, academic studies. Therefore, we all started with an award which was then called the Clean Campus Award, and we added green to it for the simple reason that campuses which are clean will also be naturally be green. You will do plantation in the campuses, you will maintain cleanliness, whether it is grass or the various flowering plants, and then naturally you will also be using various types of green technologies, whether it is water resources, water recirculation, whether it is in terms of our uh, what we know that electricity to be used, how can we use solar energy or wind energy on the campuses. So we said we will have some yardsticks or what we call matrix, which will measure greenness and cleanness of the campus. And that's why the award initially 4 years back was called Clean and Green Campus Award. Ministry also started a Clean Campus Award, but we had emphasized on the Green Campus Award because we all are aware of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And in order to achieve the results, we need to have campuses which are green and clean. But after 2 rounds, we observed another factor that unless we measure what we are doing, we will not be in a position to improve the situation. We will remain happy with greenery in terms of plantation, in terms of cleaning the campus, but measurement will give you indicators as to where you are still going wrong and where there are possibilities of improvement. And that's why we have changed the name now to Green, Clean and Smart Campus Award. Now, what is this smartness all about? We have several sensors which can be used on the campuses. And if there is a solar possibility of usage of power for campus lighting, in the evening when it gets dark, automatically the lights should switch on, and when it is morning and sunlight comes, it should get off. Thereby, we save whatever energy we have accumulated through the use of solar energy will be retained for the next cycle, next day. And that's why smartness comes in terms of sensors which will detect the ambient light and then decide to switch on the light or switch off the light. And this is the same thing in terms of various rooms in the campuses, whether it is laboratories, whether it is auditorium, whether it is classrooms. If the power is not being used, why should it be idling and then wastage of power happens? So automatically after certain amount of time, maybe say 30 seconds, if there is no movement, if there is no activity, the lights should get switched off. So this is a simple mechanism using sensors which many institutions, organizations, companies do use. We wanted that to be introduced. The same way, how water cycle, recycling. What is the quantum of water being used? What is the quantum of electricity being consumed? And can this be saved? In terms of various types of sensors, if we are in a position to monitor it, we get a measurement as to how many units of electricity we were using earlier, and can there be a possible improvement using the natural light? Can we switch off some of the lights? I think these kind of initiatives and what we say interventions in the campus by the students, by the faculty members, will certainly improve the quality of life on one side, but on the other side, saving of energy and making it green. And the energy, as much as possible, should not be by using grid power, but can be substituted with all other variety, including whether it is biogas, whether it is solar, wind. This is how we started this Clean, Green and Smart Campus Award. And in the last 2 years, we have found many institutions have come out with several innovative solutions where existing water resource is not only water harvesting is done, but also recycling of the wastewater and making use of it for gardens. All these habits, when students observe on the campuses, because one of the topics of your seminar has been in terms of using pupil.
And planet.
Pupil is nothing but student.
Yeah, planet. Yeah.
If student observes all of these parameters, the way it is done, after they graduate, they get into jobs in different locations, maybe in industry, maybe in governance, maybe as officers in some organizations. So the learning of the campus will go to the society, whether it is in terms of their own, what we call societies where they have flats, how all these things, what they have learned on the campus can start getting implemented. And that is why this pupil is very important. And from pupil to the society, to the governance, to the different aspects in different locations where we are working, will automatically lead us to the planet. Well, ultimately, our goal is to keep the planet as green as possible. as good as it was much before, maybe a couple of centuries back. Our planet used to be very, very clean, green, and there was hardly any pollution. On one side, from 16th, 17th century onwards, with the Industrial Revolution, although many things have happened in terms of ease of life, whether it is in terms of transportation, a petrol vehicle, diesel vehicle has come in. We have got electricity, therefore our homes are lit. Earlier we used to have the kerosene lamps at home. So there is certainly fast improvement. We have fans, we are using electromagnetism, electric generators. We have certainly improved our quality of life in some respects, but at the same time, we have been constantly damaging the earth. And that is how the effect of our refrigerators, air conditioners, which we use in our homes and offices, has created CFC gases coming out, and then ozone hole. So there has been environment degradation which has happened due to technology. So do we have to give up all the technologies? Certainly not. So the transportation, moving from one place to the other place, we were walking or using horse and some other mechanism. But now, with the help of the technology, we are able to reach a far off distance at much shorter time. The aircrafts, but all of this simultaneously is creating degradation, and how we can control it, or any newer technologies that are going to be developed, can we make it a green technology, green chemicals? All happening in terms of usage of technology should be recycled. And that's why another area is not of use, reuse, recycle. Along with that, what we today call as circular economy. So we have been at it in terms of educating people. Can there be courses in this respect? AICT on its part has made 3 important courses mandatory in the curriculum. Number one, our Constitution of India. When we talk about Constitution, we all think about our rights, but what about our duties, our responsibilities towards fellow citizens and to the nature, to the climate, and how the effect of climate change can be controlled. This kind of a course is necessary. So accompanied with Constitution and the environment science, if we teach students in their first year, second year, I'm sure the philosophy of greenness, which the green mentors are all talking about, will become an automatic corollary. We don't have to put in much effort. When people realize with experiential learning how temperature of the planet is constantly rising, how the snow is melting in the glaciers, in Himalayas, in many other places in the earth, and that's why the rising of the levels of the ocean, which may completely wash off some of the nations from this planet. Some of the islands will not exist probably after a couple of decades. And this danger, when they see it with their own eyes, because it's always seeing is believing. So how the temperature change is happening, all of these records, when they are put up in terms of environment science course on Constitution, people will realize. We added to that a new course called Indian Knowledge Systems. Now I'm trying to relate Indian knowledge systems with this because it is in our country, right from ancient times, that we have always respected environment, be it in terms of praying not only gods, but also plants, different animal species. The biodiversity is always respected in our Indian culture by relating it with some of the festivals. And therefore, whether it is neem tree or banyan tree, which has been planted, which has a life of several hundreds of years, will provide rich oxygen for breathing. During COVID time, we have all realized problems were galore, especially in larger cities. There was a shortage of oxygen supply. When nature has bountifully given us 23% of oxygen in nature, we still were struggling to have oxygen cylinders and get them on. And therefore, our Indian knowledge system, which has great roots in terms of taking care of environment in every respect, be it in terms of plantation, green agriculture, we have systems where Ayurvedic system and the system of yoga, meditation is always closer to nature, And once the respect for nature increases, we will be naturally be tempted to not destroy it. All that what we see burning of some of the crops after the winter season and the pollution that comes in the city of Delhi or many other cities, this can be controlled by using now natural processes on one side, but also use of technology, effective use of technology. The technology for good nature, good environment. I think that is the philosophy which through the Indian knowledge systems, through different systems that we practiced for centuries and thousands of years is also part of the course curriculum. Now coming to all of this, first and foremost, we need to train our faculty members in these areas. And they should become true mentors for the change that we are envisaging, and the planet we have to give to the next generation in a better form than what we got or inherited from our seniors or our immediate 1 or 2 generations. Where the spoiling has started happening in about 7 to 8 generations. Prior to that, there was no problem. So how we change, and in the next 7-8 generation, we go back. So another philosophy which we have been talking about is not just zero carbon, but net zero carbon. That means whatever degradation has happened, how we recover from out of that is another area which we are doing, and the campuses are being promoted to use green technologies, thereby now rather than zero emissions and zero pollution, how it can be reversed. The trend has to be reversed, and that is the phenomenon which our faculty members first have to be trained. So we have a universal human values program. Indian knowledge systems is part of it. We have Ayurveda, we have sports, because sports and games are equally important. Rather than playing computer games, we must also adhere to physical exercises, and which will keep us fit, planet fit, and that is where your topic, pupil to planet.
Yes.
And the via media people are the faculty members.
Yes.
They are the intermediaries, and faculty development programs to train them in the right kind of attitude and attributes is being developed by AICT in the last 3-4 years. And in the pandemic, because we were not able to go to the colleges and campuses physically, another P, that is physical presence in the campus, is always invigorating, which we are missing today. But nevertheless, using technology and platforms like Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Google Classroom, we have been able to conduct workshops, seminars, educating faculty members, and through the faculty members, the students, the pupil, to improve the planet. I think if there are any queries, questions about other programs of AICT, I would be too glad and happy to answer. But the commitment today is very much required for planet. Let us all make it happen. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much, sir. Your inspiring word.